So, you guys, I just spent 3 hours of my life listening to a podcast that made me question my whole life. Not in a deep spiritual enlightenment kind of way, and definitely not in a negative way. No, 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 no. But it was in a why am I not a billionaire yet kind of way. These women make it sound like it's so easy. Anyway, what am I talking about? We have just finished listening to episode 8 of Confessions of a Female Founder. This time, Megan sat down with Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx. Baby, they took us to school. I listened once, twice, a third time, and each time I slowed the episode all the way down so I could take notes like I was prepping for a final exam. And it wasn't just for the purposes of this podcast. I needed some of those gems that they were sharing for free. And yeah, it was that good. Did you guys listen yet? Okay, let's talk about the vibe first before we get into the details. To me, it was casual. It was like two girlfriends FaceTiming at midnight, dropping gems between sips of wine. Wants to tell you that you need to check your circle. What are you talking about with your friends when you're hanging out? Megan and Sarah had this natural chemistry. Sarah was like, hold up, your lighting is making you look like you've got a halo. Megan was just like, okay, quickly, let me fix that because that would be altogether too distracting. That moment right there shows you that Megan wasn't being precious about her setup. She didn't need to be in control. She was open to criticism, she was open to suggestions. And basically, she was there for the real conversation. It wasn't about the aesthetics. They bounced off each other effortlessly, like vinegar and baking soda. Messy, explosive, but also satisfying to watch. And when I say explosive, I don't mean that the conversation was like angry, tense. It was just that there was an easy flow of conversation. Some parts were meatier than others, but yeah, it was really great to watch. It was almost like watching two great minds at work. Loved it. So now let's get into the meaty part of the conversation, right? So here's the gist. Sarah Blakely, she's the boss of Spanx. She talked mindset, intuition, and how she went from rock bottom sales girl to billionaire shapewear queen. The funniest part of this whole thing was when Sarah said back when she was the only woman in a business group of 10 men, they would roll their eyes at her woo woo mindset tricks until her business blew up. Then they would turn to her and they're like, hey, Sarah, girl, how are you? Can you teach us how to manifest too? I thought that was so funny. They touched on spirituality, affirmations, gut feelings, things we women know about but don't often trust ourselves for. And the kicker, Sarah's dad used to ask her and her brother every week what they failed at. And the whole point was to teach them that failure wasn't scary. That's some parenting genius right there. You know? Do they still make dads like that anymore? I know my experience wasn't that at all. The storytelling top tier, the casual off the cuff vibes made it feel like you were eavesdropping on a private business brunch. I loved that Sarah talked openly about bootstrapping her company, betting on herself, and even knowing when to quit on products that weren't significantly better than what was out there in the industry that she wanted to go into. And Megan, she balanced the conversation beautifully, asking questions that let Sarah shine while weaving in her own thoughts without hijacking the spotlight. Like some podcasters, they just take over the conversation and speak over their guests. It's like almost like the guests who didn't even have to be there. Anyway, the highlight for me was the tip Sarah gave at the end about not wanting to introduce her shoe brand at the point because she didn't think it was significantly better than anything that existed out there. This for me is a huge tip that was given in this episode. I think for upcoming brand owners thinking about starting their own brands, this is crucial thing that they need to consider. I'm sure they are, for those who go to business school or go to business camps before they start their business, it's part of the things that you would ask yourself, perhaps when you're putting your business plan together. But I think a lot of people don't ask themselves this particular question, like, what value does your new product bring to society? What problem does it solve? And is it better than anything that exists in the market in your industry? Like I said, I'm going to be taking cues from that when it comes to my YouTube channel for sure. Before we continue, if this is your first time here, welcome. Please take a moment to hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. If you have visited before and you haven't yet subscribed, today is the day. This is your sign to come out of the undecided camp. Join us on our journey. You will be glad that you did. Before we wrap up, let's have a little fun with a little quiz, shall we? Let's see if you were paying attention. Okay, so the first question on this quiz is, what's the name of Sarah Blakely's new shoe brand? You have 10 seconds to answer the question, starting now. A. Sneaks. B. Steps. C. Kicks. And D. Bounce. Okay, let's go. And the answer is Sneaks. Okay. Next question. Who did Sarah get inspiration from when preparing to start her business? 10 seconds to answer the question. A. Tony Robbins. B. Wayne Dyer. C. Oprah Winfrey. D. Simon Sinek. And the answer is Wayne Dyer. And the last question is, what job did Sarah's dad have when she was growing up? A. Doctor. B. Litigation attorney. C. Accountant. D. Real estate agent. All right. So drop your answers in the comments. And Megan has teased one more bonus episode coming with Beyonce's mom. I can't wait. That is the collab we didn't think we needed. And honey, you know I will be there, lined up and ready to review that one too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss my next update, okay? See you next time. Peace.